So welcome back, guys. This is Primax Privacy Live. We're here to follow up some of our HEC students. They are currently Obafemi University students. So we want to know how well they are doing. Maybe we need to give them Indomie. Probably we need to encourage them, like know what they are doing and how they are doing it. And also maybe they can encourage those ones we have around at the tutorials that are aiming to also get better in life. So with me here, I have one of them, and I'll run through some sections of interview to know how he has been scaling through the OAU, OSU, and BOSU. So the sport and struggle, how have you been surviving? So I'm Olayinka. So your name?
So my name is Akinwale Benjamin.
Akinwale Benjamin. What department and what level? Medicine and surgery, 200 level. So I heard that CGPA is not that important in your department. I don't know, but maybe for 100 level and all. So what was your CGPA like in 100 level?
It was fine. Managed.
What is it? Say you get go, I be where you score you.
I think with everything I had 4.83 over 5.
Wow. You know, say me, I dey always remind you, I say my own 100 level na 3 point something. It was strong too, na 3 point, no be 2 point, at least half. I get above half. So 4.83, that's a great CGPA. So we want to learn from him now, since he's on the greater side. So he can advise us probably how he did his 100 level, the most difficult subjects, then what medicine is like, one way or the other. So how easy would you say 100 level was?
In my own reason, I would say like the 100 level is just like it's based on the foundation you have from your post-training aspects and written aspects. So if you can have all those general knowledge, the 100 level should be something that will be very, very easy. All you have to just add a little bit of effort, because what they will just be doing basically like for an example, now if you are going into your maybe chemistry now, you start from no majorly for JAM, you start with matter, you start with matter to atomic structures and so on. But in this school year now, they probably just introduced probably like measurement aspect into chemistry, which on normal basics we always doing like that, but in physics. So they just introduce that aspect. So there's nothing really much, there's nothing new. So at least 100 level is like one of the most easy that you can never face in OAU. So that's why most we always say that enjoy your 100 level, because that's the only point where you can still rest, depending on your background, knowledge in all the aspects you're actually facing. Like I say, 100 level is actually very easy on my own side.
Okay, so he said in 100 level, what they are just going to do is add a bit of salt to what you have faced during your post-UTME. That one, now, if you prepare well for your post-UTME. So there are some people that didn't know anything, and they probably gain admission or merit to some departments, and they might still face 1 or 2 challenges in school. But what he's trying to say is that if you had prepared well for your post-UTME, the 100 level would just be a bit of effort you add to it. Then another thing he says that what he said last only applies to medical students. So you don't come here, maybe you are in micro or any other department, and you want to enjoy your 100 level. You have to start strong from beginning to the end. They don't really need the CGPA, so they advise them to at least enjoy the 100 level to some extent, because when they get to 200 level, work gets difficult and intense more and more. So that's why they advise them. So you, when you know they go at sciences, you are going for engineering course, sciences, arts, commercial and the likes, you have to keep your CGPA strong, because that's what will keep you to the end at the end of it all. So what would you say is your most difficult subject or most difficult course in 100 level?
Okay, probably it's not really difficult. Probably I would say maybe SSC 102. That was actually my listen.
I think SSC 102 is like, is it government? It's not government, it's
not really
more of all
government.
this general knowledge about norms, culture, and all of those things.
Well, SSC 101, that was for first semester, was actually very, very easy, because it's like the knowledge there is something we don't have idea about before. So you just have to understand starting from stuff like that. So it's not really like the foundation is not there. So it's something we're just starting. So it's a little bit difficult in a way.
So if I might guess, that's one of the courses you not have it.
Yeah, I had
They get to about. So you think like your chemistry, physics, everything. So the only course you had B was SSC. So that's the thing. So when you get to department two, don't look at it. When you just get to 100 level, you always build on your past experience, but there are some new courses they might introduce. Try to stay strong on them. They will advise you on that maybe. So if someone wants to come in and get 5.0 CGPA, what do you think is the person do's and don'ts? What do you think the person should be doing and what the person should not dare do, in summary?
Okay, so to achieve this thing 5.0 is actually something that is very, very easy. So it's actually very easy. It's just that we have the aspect of this thing application. We have the aspect of practical. Now all those aspects of probably introduction to chemistry, introduction to physics, they are not dealing with practice, but the practical aspect, your practical is major. They will actually make it a little bit difficult for you to have that 5.0. So if you are focusing majorly on your main courses, the courses like maybe you are in science example, within physics, CHM and all, you can get your this thing 4 units there, understand, at least your CGPA is going to be actually very, very strong. To achieve 5.0 is very, very possible. But because of practicals, because actually practical that made my CGPA for first semester to be a little bit wet in a way down.
Yes, I have experienced that a lot as
so
students.
it is practical, but your main courses, your age, you prepare well and you have basic knowledge. So to get 5.0 is actually very easy. So the important thing is that you have to majorly focus on what on slides, because lecturer most times some don't go beyond what they are giving you in class. So that's it. So and that's the most important thing, just your slides and plan your routine, the way you prepare and everything. So to achieve 5.0 is actually very, very possible. The only thing that is just there is your practical, nothing else. It's only practical.
And I was about to say it's because I heard that you are graphics medic, you are kind of popular the whole of OAU.
Yeah.
I don't know how you were able to combine passing information, managing social media, combining people's efforts, attending to people, and still having that strong CGPA. How possible is that? Can you tell us your routine like, or how you able to do all together?
So actually I have my own routine. What I majorly do is that probably for an example, like every Monday morning, immediately I wake up, first things to what, because I work on my own, like the info I'm trying to pass to myself is what I'm actually passing out to everybody. Maybe an example, I want to have the idea of when we are going to be having probably maybe CHM tests, physics exam and all. So I gather those information, then I think of only me cannot be able to do this info, then I pass it out. For an example now, the timetable, weekly timetable, I have it for my own self. But eventually I noticed that some people are not actually in a way aligning with the timetable, so I will pass it out that way. So then I plan schedule maybe in the morning. Now first thing in the morning is to what is to pass the daily timetable, what we are going to be having for classes, pass it out so everybody can know what their own plan. Then I will plan probably maybe I'll just like maybe release probably maybe 5 hours or 24 hours daily for sharing if about it to be split morning, afternoon hours and evening. But most time again, for sharing passing of info, you have to act like always be online every time, because people are always what depending on you. So any important info, you will come to your DM straight. It's always very, very, very hard. So it's always that. But with proper planning and everything, proper strategic and everything, you will do very well. So it's actually very easy.
Yeah, I pray for more God's strength on that side.
Yeah.
So before things get so hot. So which will you say is harder, 100 level or 200 level currently?
It's 200 level, because the thing
all of you have been saying 200 level.
The thing is, the difference is actually very, very clear. Imagine probably maybe from primary school now, because all these things we are doing, all these theology and stuff we are doing 100 level, probably they have been telling us about bones, because in secondary school they only introduce us to probably skeletal system, just mention the types of bones, not probably like they'll go into a bone structure, like talk a little bit about it. So imagine we have those foundation knowledge, getting here now it's not difficult, but because we have the foundation knowledge for 100 level, we've done almost typically everything in chemistry and physics, so it was very, very easy for 100 level. For 200 level, you are starting entirely new, like your head is blank totally. So it's blank totally, there's no idea about anatomy, there's no idea. The only aspect can still even cope with a little bit is the aspect of maybe physio and BCH, and all those one. For BCH now, biochemistry major, that one is like maybe related to cell, and still those cell structures are not being what
deeper.
But aspect of anatomy is entirely different. So the only little knowledge you can just get maybe types of joints, and all those ones we did something like that, but they are still more deep. got careers like that. So 200 level is actually be what the hardest because we are just building the foundation. So there's nothing really.
So I understand. So it's like writing on a blank check. So you really don't know what is going to be there next because everything seems empty. So what can you, if you're advised to come for medicine again in another life, will you choose medicine or you would have gone for something else?
Actually, medicine is I can't really say because now for an example, but I will still go for medicine again. I will still go for medicine. I will still go for medicine again because it's actually what I love. I love it. I love it. Or if not medicine, I'll probably going for what for computer science because I like anything about it and stuff like that. But don't like I don't know. It depends. I'm doing medicine does not even stop me from
Integrating, because that's what I feel too, that you might, anybody might still find a way into tech.
Yeah, that's very
integrate yourself. You might not be that guru, but even if you want to make yourself a guru in tech, you might still make yourself a guru in
the
tech.
evolution of tech.
Yes, it's everywhere.
AI. So AI is actually like
you people are the Gen Zs. Gen Zs naturally, you will know. So
you have to be everywhere. You can't just focus on medicine alone. Because if you want to have like expanded wealth and everything, you have to expand your knowledge also. So to expand your wealth and everything, your knowledge must totally worldwide. You can't expect someone that is focusing on just one business to get stuff
like that.
So you have to expand your own knowledge, going into different aspects.
So that's good. What advice will you give to someone coming into 100 level and medicine probably? What advice will you give them? I don't know if probably someone is dreaming of coming to medicine, or probably someone is even facing challenges and this person said medicine or nothing. What advice can you really give them?
Okay, now the thing is, I noticed something very well, like after getting to college now. For an example now, okay, maybe probably I want to study medicine. Eventually, I got dentistry. Now, one thing you should notice that what eventually from 200 level to probably 400 level is the same thing you are going to be doing all through. So it's like
you are why the dentistry students.
So why don't just fight for that course and go for it, because it's still everything you are doing is the same thing totally. So someone that wants to probably study medicine, eventually maybe they give the person microbiology, the person went for the microbiology, but eventually you are still going to be doing something similar. I don't know if you are getting me.
Yes,
so it's always like eventually you almost do the same thing. In your 100 level you do the same thing entirely. So people go for it because you are still going to put the same effort, provided you want to pass, except you are totally lazy. So it's the same effort that will still be repeated in everything. So you just have to like.
So you're told not to give up, just do your best. The most important thing is to go for what you love. I think that's the most important thing about life, because at a stage we realize that, okay, when is the future even going to come? I look at it myself and I was like, future. As I am now, I'm still fighting for the future. I'm a graduate, still fighting for another future, still fighting. So future will be, but if you do what you love, like what I'm doing now is because I love teaching, I love being around young people, I love seeing their faces and all. And this thing can take me anywhere. And I don't mind the time it will take me, the money and everything. So it's one of those things because I love it. But I actually did not study education. I could have studied education as well to probably make it better. The microbiology I studied, my certificate is still at home. I'm not using it for anything yet. So, but I'm still dreaming, still fighting. So the most important thing is do what you love. If you love medicine, just make sure you do everything and seek information on how to get that medicine. Because you eventually realize that if you settle for what you do not love, you're still going to suffer it, and you might be blaming yourself at the end of the day. So don't give up, and God will continue to be your strength. So shout out to your classmates. What will you say to your classmates? Shout out to them, greet them.
See you, Nicholas and MB.
So I don't know that name, but Invictus Medicals. So you guys are doing well. So keep making Nigeria proud, keep making yourself proud. And at the end of the day, we'll come back to celebrate you, induction with you in I think it's 2K28 or 2K29.
That's right.
Whatever it is. So we'll celebrate you guys all together. I'll see you. My name is Olayinka Akinwale, and aka Sodium. I'm now an ambassador and I'm also a medical student from the University of Ibadan. So I'll see you when I see you. Bye.
My junior.